Hello, everyone. I am super excited to have a new NAWBO sister. This is actually the first time we're connecting. I want to say in person, but we're not really in person. So virtually connecting, Adrianna. So I'm excited to really speak to my new NAWBO sister. And because she's going to be a speaker at the retreat. So I'm excited to learn a little bit more about your session and what you're going to be sharing at the upcoming winter retreat for NAWBO, which is January 11th. So we're
Yeah.
looking forward to the winter retreat, which is all about the power within. So as women business owners, we have power within us, but a lot of times we're not tapping into that power. So what does it really look like to tap into that power? We're going to be talking about that during the retreat and also talking about the power in NAWBO. We're all powerful women, so are we really utilizing and tapping into the network and the community of NAWBO? So the retreat is going to be all about that. And Adrianna is one of our amazing guest speakers. So I do want to share a little bit about Adrianna. Adrianna Foster is an international motivational singer, speaker, and transformational trainer from Mexico. As the founder of Loud Women Nation, she leads a global movement dedicated to amplifying women's lives and teaching the true wealth begins within. I love that. Power within. A two-time finalist on La Voice, NBC Telemundo, and a seasoned transformational leader, Adrianna has been featured on NBC, CBS, Univision, ESPN, and People in Espanol. Through her Loud net worth chapters in Fort Lauderdale and Boca Raton, she helps women heal, rise, and lead with authenticity, purpose, and heart. So super excited to have you. Welcome, Adrianna.
Thank you. Oh my God, I love that. It was
Yes,
such a
you are
beautiful.
amazing.
I feel so humble. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I feel like NABO is such a powerful container for women, a beautiful organization that I am very proud of to now be a member. It was long overdue. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity and so happy to be able to be here with all of you.
Yes, absolutely. So I just read your bio about all the amazing things about you being on NBC, CBS, ESPN. That's awesome and amazing. And I'd love for
Thank
you to
you.
share with people a fun fact about you. Maybe there's something that we didn't read in your bio that's a fun fact or a unique fact or a different fact that you want to share with the audience, with the listeners, with the watchers. So tell us a fun fact about yourself.
Absolutely, thank you. Well, I have a fun fact is that I've been in The Voice twice because you said it, but I have been a professional singer for 26 years. That's actually how I started my career. I came to the United States from Mexico to pursue the dream of becoming a singer. And after getting signed by a record company, releasing my albums in Mexico and Latin America, doing tours, concerts, I realized I had a very special moment where I realized that my calling was beyond the specific, I would say, mode of singing and music. My calling was to inspire people, and that what I really wanted was to share my story. I have a particular story. When I was 8 years old, when I was 8 years old, I was diagnosed with chronic depression and anxiety. And when I was
Mhm.
18 years old, I had a very rough time. I tried to commit suicide. So
Wow.
my childhood and my adolescence and my challenges throughout my childhood and my adolescence showed me that there was so many options, so much possibility, and so much information that we don't know about ourselves and about how to create the best life that we want. So that is
Yeah.
why I decided to go deeper in my singing career and utilize my voice to inspire others to heal, to find their purpose, but most importantly, to remember their power and remember who they are. So a lot of people don't know this, but I am a recording artist. I did tours, concerts. I'm all over YouTube, Spotify. It's so exciting. And now I utilize my voice and my music to inspire others to do the same, to find their gifts, to
Yeah.
remember their value, and to share loudly with the world.
I love that. That's so powerful because you're using your voice, right? Whether you're using
Yes.
it to sing or you're using it to inspire and encourage other people, you're using your voice. So I love that. And I think a sneak peek, some people may not know, and I don't even know if I can really share this, but we're probably going to hear your voice in at the holiday gala. So for those of you that have
We'll
registered for the
see.
holiday,
We'll see.
yes, for the holiday gala, you might be able to actually hear that amazing singing voice at the
Well, they
holiday
have to
gala.
go to find out. They have to
Exactly.
purchase their ticket and go to find out.
Go to the gala. So we're promoting two things right now: the holiday gala and the retreat that's coming up.
That's
So we
correct.
definitely are here to talk about the NAWBO Winter Retreat and Adrianna as a speaker for the retreat in January 11th. So if you are a NAWBO member, I do want to encourage you to get your ticket if you haven't already in the month of November. So if you're watching or listening this in November, we do have an early bird special. So if you go in the early bird, go on the website to the events page and click on the calendar and go to January 11th, then you can go ahead and register for the retreat and get the $99 early bird special. So I do want to promote that and encourage people because that is an amazing special. So if you are watching or listening to this during that time, I want to encourage you to go ahead and get your ticket. So let's get into what you're going to be sharing at the retreat, Adrianna. You're going to be talking about loud power, unlocking the wealth within. So share a little bit more about what loud power, unlocking the wealth within is all about.
Absolutely. Well, I am passionate about possibility and about the potential in human beings. I believe 1,000% that we all have the potential to not just create, but to see what we desire deeply from our hearts manifested and created in our lives.
Yeah.
My philosophy, it's called Loud Philosophy. My organization is called Loud Women Nation, Loud, and it's an acronym that stands for loving, open, unapologetic, and deserving. And those
Love it.
are the four cores, thank you, that in my experience, I've been a clinical hypnotherapist, transformational trainer for 16 years. I've been working with women for 16 years. In my experience, those are the four areas in life that we get to hone in, transform, and really, really understand and heal in order to be able to live a life of authenticity that delivers wealth into our lives. So, what we're going to be talking about in the retreat, next to my beautiful colleague Jennifer, is that we're going to be teaching you how to tap into that wound, that particular wound that is creating doubt or is creating a belief that you are not worthy of what you desire. And I'm going to teach you some techniques in order for you to be able to heal that wound and to expand your nervous system so you can tap into that power of your self love, of your self confidence, or your ability to take up space and be unapologetic. And most important, to open your heart and be able to receive everything that you already possess, that you already desire. Just a matter of you giving yourself permission to see it. So in the
Yeah.
retreat, we're going to have somatic experiences. We're going to have incredible breakthrough moments. We're going to be able to identify what stops you and how to heal it and how to move forward with openness and reaching for the abundance that you deserve.
Love it, love it, love it. I'm so excited about it. And first of all, you're a woman after my own heart with the acronyms, right? I feel like acronyms are everything, right? And
Yes,
are
they are.
divine. They are everything and divinely led. So to know that you have a loud acronym, you're definitely a
Yes.
woman after my own heart. Now, one of the things that you mentioned is about your nervous system. And that really stood out for me because I feel like nowadays we're hearing a lot about how we treat our nervous system or the impact of things on our nervous system. So I wanted to go a little bit deeper, specifically on the nervous system and
Absolutely.
dealing with our nervous system. Again, mainly because it seems like it's a buzzword now. Everyone's like a couple of years ago, I didn't hear
For
people
sure.
talking much about how you manage your nervous system and what impacts your nervous system. So tell us a little bit more about that whole nervous system and why everyone seems to be talking about your nervous system now.
Absolutely. Yes. And you're right, right? Everybody's talking about it. And the truth is that it is something that in the past maybe 5 to 10 years has
Mm,
become at the forefront of our intention and our ability to connect with ourselves. Why? Because our nervous systems hold our ability to create wealth and to
mm,
understand what we believe we deserve. So,
mhm,
something very important to understand and to know is that in the first 80 years of our lives, whatever
mhm,
we experience in those 8 years of our lives, the relationship with our parents, the way our parents valued themselves and their ability, what they allowed themselves to see, receive, or experience,
Yeah.
and what we saw collectively, all of those three environments, those three pinpoints can shape how you believe you deserve. So the best way that I like to describe it is that the nervous system is like a container. So
Mm,
the more open the nervous system is, the more space you have to contain and receive wealth. What do I mean
okay.
by wealth? Not just money, but relationships, connection, the quality of your relationships, love, authenticity, opportunities, activations, whatever that might be, right? But it all boils back to your nervous system. So if you experienced a childhood where mom and dad were scared of money, where they didn't take risks, where they closed their hearts, where they control relationships, where they had abusive experiences, then most likely your nervous system is contained. Why? To
Mm,
protect you. I cannot
right.
hold too much. I must be in control. And if your nervous system is restricted and contained, probably you're not seeing the wealth and the expansion that you want. So, in order
Mm,
for us to build wealth in our lives, we need to regulate our nervous system and we need to expand it. In order for us to expand our nervous system, we need to find the wound that is preventing us from expanding it, from having that capacity to hold. This
mm,
is why when I work with women, especially women entrepreneurs, they ask me the question, why is it that I can't break the seven figures? Or what is it that I have a cap in the amount of money that I make? Or why is it that I always attract the same partner? It's not that you have a cap in the money that you make or that you attract the same partner, is that your nervous system, it's allowing you to create what serves the
mm,
space and the size of that container. If I
mm.
only feel safe to receive this amount of love, I will only create this amount of love. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So our goal is to be able to find the root of it, the programming, what is the size of my nervous system container, feel that, and then transform it and opening up and tell our nervous system it is safe. It is safe to take risks. It is safe to be vulnerable. It is safe to make millions of dollars. It is safe to build the life that we want. But it all boils back to us being able to regulate our nervous system and to feel in ownership of it. Does it make
Yeah.
sense?
Absolutely. I love that description. Really, it being a container and really thinking about the expansion of that container to be able to let things in and being able to have a bit larger capacity, right? But if you have certain things
Absolutely.
that are blocking you or stopping you subconsciously, then you're not able to expand. You're not able to receive, which is actually one of the questions I was going to ask you. How do we lead and receive with ease? So I think you're kind of tapping into that right now, because that's another thing that you're going to be talking about in your session, because a lot of times we don't receive easily, right? Even
Oh,
compliments as women, sometimes it's like, oh, I love your dress. Oh, this old thing, I got that, years
right.
ago. We're not even receiving
Yeah.
compliments. So
Yes.
how can we lead and receive with ease and get better at that? I know that's something that you're going to go deeper into in retreat, but to just kind of share a little bit
Yes.
about that.
Of course. I love that question. And it is so true. I have a past mentor that used to tell us that when women receive compliments, we lower the compliment towards the level
Mhm.
that we feel comfortable receiving. So that's a great
Yes.
shirt. Oh, well, I bought it in Ross and it cost me $10 and it's gold. And thank you. Right. So we lower it in the level that we feel safe receiving, right? So
Yep.
how do we lead and receive with ease? It all boils back to what is the programming? What do we
Mhm,
believe we deserve? We receive and we lead in the way that we believe we
mhm,
deserve to experience things. In order
mhm,
for us to be able to receive, let's just talk about money, right? To have a
mhm,
multi-million dollar company, you need to trust your team. You need to
mhm,
delegate. You need to be supported. To trust your team, to delegate, and to need supported, to be supported, you need to be vulnerable. You need to be open. So if your nervous system believes that people will betray me, I can't trust others, I am
mm,
not able to be supported, nobody's going to have my back, then what's going to happen is that I'm going to create or I'm going to choose team members that are not going to have my back, that are
yeah,
going to betray me. Why? Because if
mhm,
I expand, I'm in danger. So
yeah,
I will create the amount of money that I feel safe receiving. So
right,
when we go to the root, right, what caused me to believe that people don't have my back, that I will be betrayed, that I will be not supported? Oh, my relationship with my mother, my relationship with my
mhm,
father, the way my mother viewed money, the way she received, whatever that may be. When we heal that, when we shift that in our subconscious mind and what we call our reptilian brain, when we shift that programming, Then we can come back to our adult nervous system and be like, wait a minute, this is clear now. So I can be vulnerable. I can trust. Because if somebody doesn't have my back, then it doesn't matter. I'm an adult. I can take care of myself. I can fix the problem. So it's a very different scenario when we believe that we don't deserve to receive something or that we are in danger if we receive something versus when we believe that we're safe and we are completely capable of taking care of ourselves. An
Yeah.
adult completely capable of taking care of themselves. A child that depends on mom and dad, that mom and dad have trust issues, a child is not able to take care of themselves. So that is the whole point. Going back to the root, going back to the programming, healing it, so then we can come back to being adults in ownership and lead with grace and receive with ease. Why? Because it's no longer a threat. And all of that is programmed in our nervous system.
Yeah, I love that. Getting to the root of the issue. You got to start with the
Get
root
rid
of
of
the
the
issue. And I love that
yes,
you're talking a lot about wealth, because as women business owners, we all have a desire to grow, especially revenue in our business. And sometimes that money block or that money story that we're holding on to is holding back the success of our businesses. So I love that you're going to be really talking about that wealth aspect and, aspect
absolutely.
of, our money stories basically that's holding us back
Oh,
in business and not allowing us to get to that six-figure business or seven-figure business or whatever we're desiring that number to be in our businesses, right?
100%, 100%. And it is, in my experience working with women, especially in my organization, Loud Net Worth, this is what I teach. I teach women to build wealth from within. One of the most important things to understand is that wealth is so much more than money.
Right.
Money is a tiny, tiny, tiny portion of what wealth is. And usually, money will flow easily when
Mhm.
we take away the expectation. I'm sorry, my husband's calling me. When we take away the expectation, I'm going to do this again so you can edit it. My apologies.
No worries.
Let's start over. Money will follow, money will flow easily and effortlessly, usually when we take away the expectation for money to be everything. When we
Yes.
take away that expectation for money to be everything, then money flows, right? Because
Yeah.
imagine, just think about it. You have a friend and you put all of the expectations for that friend or your partner to make you happy.
Mm.
That person is
Mhm.
going to be like, oh my God, I don't even want to see this person because I have to do so many things. I'm going to avoid her. I'm not going to pick up their phone calls. The same thing happens with money. When we
Wow.
put in money, our worth, if however much amount of money I have in my bank account is how much I'm worth. If my client pays me or not, is my services are worth it. However many clients I have is how worthy of my company is or how good I am. When we put all of that into money, money feels so pressured and we
Right.
block the ability to receive. Money's always there for us. But when
Yeah.
we focus on wealth being so many other things, opportunities, activations,
Mhm.
community, relationships, all of these things, nervous system regulation, sleep, happiness, whatever that is, right?
Right.
When we do that, then we allow money to flow
Mm.
easily and effortlessly. Does it make
Yeah.
sense?
It does. I love the part about expectations because sometimes when we put so much pressure on expectations of a certain
We
thing of
put pressure.
pressure. And I just got a visual of like if you think of a garden hose and that the water flows through the garden hose when it's straight. But if you put pressure in the middle of the hose or you crink it a little bit, now the flow is not happening. Now the water
It's not
cannot
happening.
flow through the hose because of that pressure in that particular area for the expectation being pressure. Now the flow is being hindered. Now the flow is being stopped. So I love that you're going to be sharing a lot more about how we can get rid of those blocks, those pressures, those expectations, so things can flow easier, and really getting to the root of those things.
And I
Another,
really,
go
I
ahead.
really, if I may, wanna
Yeah.
wanna pinpoint something that you just said, right? You say how we can get rid of those blocks. It's very
Yep.
important to reframe that. We're not
Okay.
getting rid of the blocks. We
Mm.
are holding space for them,
Okay.
understanding them, getting to know where they come from so we
Mm.
can heal them. We
Yes.
can get rid of something that was so important in the past
Mm.
that created a pattern to try to protect us because these blocks are just to protect us. These blocks are our 2-year-old child that felt rejected and that she decided that she would never feel that way again. So she decided to close her heart so she
Yeah.
could never feel like she was going to die by being rejected. So we don't get rid of her. We
Mm.
hold her. We
Okay.
listen to her. We understand her and we say, I'm sorry that you felt that, baby girl. It's going to be okay. And then she stops blocking us, right? So this is
Gotcha.
very important because there's a lot of movements that tell you, oh, replace a negative thought with positive. That's toxic positivity. We do not open up to abundance that way. We actually close ourselves to abundance. The way that we open up to abundance is by leaning into these blocks and understanding where they come from so we can bring love into them and then we can release them so then abundance can flow. I just
I
wanted to
love
clarify
that.
that.
Yeah, I love that. I love the on the spot coaching and reframing. It's so important for us to be compassionate. Like you said, be compassionate to your younger version. Be compassionate to what you've been through. So I love that. It's not just get rid of it. It's be compassionate, embrace it, and
Yes.
then heal and
Gracefully,
learn.
always.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Yes.
learn from it. Another thing that you're going to be talking about in your session is how women can reconnect with their authentic confidence. I feel like a lot of times that's an area that women may struggle in, being confident.
Absolutely.
Probably goes back to the reason why we can't receive compliments easily, that confidence factor. So tell us a little bit of how can women reconnect with their authentic confidence? Again, there's only so much
Absolutely.
you can share on this session. You have to come
No,
to
but
the
I love
retreat to go
it.
deeper.
Come to
So
the retreat to know. No, I'm just kidding.
yes.
Um, well, this is one of the topics that I am the most passionate about. I think this is why I do what I do.
Mm,
Because one of the biggest things that I see in my clients, 16 years working with women and myself, my personal experience is that confidence has been misunderstood for so many years. There are
mm,
so many things that tells us that in order for us to be confident, we have to act a certain way, or we have
right.
to have certain traits, or we have to show up in a certain way. And the truth is that confidence comes from the knowing of who we
Mm,
are and the feeling
mm,
safe in our own skin. So,
mhm.
the same way that our nervous system gets programmed in a different way based on our experiences in childhood, is the same way that happens with confidence. In our
Yeah.
childhood, we learn that being who we are is not safe. Why?
Mm,
Because we were rejected, because we were not loved, because we were set out expectations, because we were told that we were too much, too loud, too small, too big, whatever that is. So, because of that, we start shaping ourselves to be what people expect us to be. And
right.
that is a disconnection from our body. We don't feel safe. So,
Mm,
in my experience, what creates really the impact, connecting with a human being and really being able to be unforgettable is when people see you. Don't you
mm,
feel awesome when a friend calls you and lets you in into their lives and you see their
mhm,
true self? You feel like, oh my God, I feel like I love you. This is
mhm,
what happens when we remember who we truly are and we
mhm.
accept ourselves radically to the point that we don't depend on anything or anyone or on outside results to feel
Yeah.
worthy of who we are. When we get to that point, then we start feeling at home with ourselves. We feel
Mm,
at home and comfortable in our skin. And when
got
we do that, then we start experiencing and activating what I call magnetic self confidence, which is a
mm,
self confidence that comes, that is your birthright, all you have to do is be yourself. And then you
yes.
will start seeing that you walk into a room, you're being yourself and you're being magnetic, and you don't even know why, because maybe you don't have your hair put together, or your commercial put together, or your
Yeah.
life put together, but it doesn't matter because as long as you feel like home, people
Yeah.
will feel that too. So
Yeah.
that is how do we get to that point? Again, going to the root of it. What told
Mhm.
us that being ourselves was not safe? Healing that, acknowledging it, and coming back home to ourselves.
Yeah, I love that. Being yourself is like being magnetic. Once you're authentic, people will naturally be attracted and drawn to you when you're just being
Always,
you and not trying to put up the
always.
masks, right?
Yes,
Someone else
yes,
that you're not supposed to be. So that's so powerful. And that's why the power
absolutely.
is within, right? It's
Yes,
tapping into
always.
who you were born to be, who you already designed and designated to be, and really getting rid of those layers that are stopping us from being our true self. And that's one of the things that I really love about NAWBO is I really felt seen, heard, and understood in this community more so than any other community that I've been involved in. So that's why becoming a NAWBO member was so important to me, because I really felt that, oh my gosh, these are my people. They understand me. I understand them. They see me. I see them. They hear. So yeah, finding those communities is so important, and going deeper in those communities is so important. That's why retreat is so important, because it gives you an opportunity to take yourself out of your usual pace, your usual places, and really get a different perspective and go deeper. And that's one of the things that I love about retreats in general. So, as a reminder, this is all a part of the Power Within NAWBO Winter Retreat happening January 11th. And so we want to invite you to definitely attend. If you haven't already purchased your ticket, you can go to nawbosouthflorida.com/events, or the calendar, go to January 11th and register there for the retreat, and definitely join us. It's going to be at a really great location. It's at the luxurious Amrit Ocean Resort on Singer Island. So I'm excited, because that is an amazing location. So excited for us today. And also, just as a reminder, if you're not a NAWBO member, this is a NAWBO member only retreat. But if you're not a NAWBO member, now is a great time to join. Join so you can join us on retreat. So definitely go to NAWBOSouthFlorida.com and join us so you can be in the room on January 11th and join us for the retreat. So this has been an awesome conversation. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, Adrianna. And if someone is interested in learning a little bit more about you, about the work that you do in the world, what's the best way for them to connect with you?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. They can go to our website, loudwomennation.com. We're actually very happy and very proud that we just released our new website, our new brand. So please visit us, loudwomennation.com. They can also find us on Instagram, Loud Women Nation, Facebook, Loud Women Nation. And we are sharing in our website all of our cool events. We have an event coming up on February 21st, which is our Lao Women Rising Immersive Conference. So you will learn all about that. I will be posting all of that on social media. So definitely connect. And regardless of anything, I would love to connect with you and meet you. I'm so excited to be able to connect.
Awesome. So connect with her on her brand new website, or connect with her on social media, and follow Adrianna Foster. Thank you so much, Adrianna. I'm looking forward to seeing you at retreat and hearing you speak and helping to facilitate the power within.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're welcome.